Hello and welcome to a quick discussion on Giant's Foundry and the optimal profit you can earn using alloys and stuff like that. Alright, so the main thing is that the wiki has some stuff here, but it's not really explained very well. So I'm going to break it down for you. Here's what's going on. Alright, it lists some alloys down here, but it doesn't start with some of the earlier alloys, like for instance bronze and iron. You can start with that alloy at 15 smithing. Here's the... Alright, sorry. I normally do these. I tend to do all my videos in just one take, no edits, whatever. So this is just me talking about this stuff off the top of my head. You'll have to bear with me. But I'm going to try and lay down the profitable routes for running Giant's Foundry to get your smithing up to 90. Giant's Foundry past 90 isn't good XP rates comparatively. And if you're trying to use the adamant rune, you're just going to be burning money. Like, literally just burning money. Alright, so, here's what you want to do. If you're at 15, what you want to start with is bronze and iron at a rate of 19 bronze to 9 iron. And you can expect to get pretty decent returns cash-wise on that, as well as making quite fast XP an hour. Now, the reason why you want to use 19 and 9 is because it only gets you a quality score of 17. And you want to avoid getting to the next alloy tier, because each tier increases the number of sections, which increases the amount of time you do. And the overall gain from XP and gold isn't worth the amount of additional time and effort put into those swords. So we know that we're starting with the bronze and iron from 15. Once we hit 30, we can move on to iron and steel, which provides even better rates as far as XP and all that is concerned. And with iron and steel, you've moved on to the low tier, but it's not that bad. Once you hit, let me think, is it 50? No, 30 was the steel for iron and steel, so 50. Once you hit mithril, then you can expect a little bit of a decrease in your profit, but a big increase in your XP. And also, this is about the time that you're going to be unlocking all of the various tips, or the various mold pieces. So that's good too, because once you start unlocking this, it makes a pretty big impact in the amount of money and XP that you're earning per thing. Now, all these rates are calculated with molds unlocked, so they're quite a bit higher for bronze and iron and steel, and the initial rates of steel and mithril. But once you get up close to 70, you can expect about that much per hour. You can expect about that much, you can expect about 69k an hour. Alright, but you can further improve how much money you're making by melting stuff down instead. Like, for instance, the bronze warhammer gives you 2 recycled bars. The average GE price is 2. That's 205 GP in savings. A good way to figure out what you should be willing to pay as you're going down this list and maxing out your buy limits is take the price of the bar You know, we got 206 for bronze, and we know that this isn't worth a lot. It's everywhere. Bronze is everywhere, and it's the lowest material. What is 10% of that? Maybe you want to pay 21 GP per bar. So, you know, you put out your offers for, let's say, 80 GP for the plate bodies just to get them filled. But as you can see, it's way cheaper on the GE than it would be to get the bars. Moving on to iron, you can see the prices are still quite low for stuff. Steel is when you're going to start to actually have to put in some sort of an investment, because this is when the materials start working with coal, which adds, you know, extra price to it. So, you know, let's say you want to pay half of the price, and that's about reasonable given what we're looking at here. I mean, heck, it looks like it could even be nearly a quarter of the price. But as you're moving down the list of smeltables, you'll see that the profit ratios start to decline as the items are more in demand or whatever. So when we get up to adamantite, this is about the end of where you're going to be smithing in the Giant's Forge, and you can still make some profit here. It's slim, but you know, that's a good 800 GP in savings right there. Well, I mean, it's a little more than that even, but you know. So you're going to want to, if you're doing Giant's Foundry, I'm basically just saying, you're going to want to check these items here, the various smithables that, you know, can be melted down, and go with those rather than buying bars. Unless you're creating the bars yourself, then go nuts. Like if you just can't buy any of the stuff that you need on the GE, I wouldn't recommend buying the bars straight. I'd honestly always go for buying meltables over bars, and then just crafting your own bars if you need them. Alright, so having said that, now that you know where you can get all your bars, you're moving on from steel and mithril up to here. Now you can, if you're using if you're using meltables, you can probably turn a small profit, even working with mithril and adamant and addy. So you see, then you got a higher XP rate compared, and you're losing a little bit of money, but it's taking you less time. See, this is for 70 to 80, so that is actually when you'd be using it. This is if you were making profit here, 70 to 80. And just for time wise, see, there isn't that drastic of a difference between the various alloys, so it's okay to be using a lesser one if you want to make a little more cash. Now, the reason why I say once you hit your 85 or your 90 or whatever, you don't want to start using rune. You just don't. It's literally just gonna eat your money. And it doesn't matter what your alloy setup is. If you go 14 and 14 to get the highest, you're gonna lose your money even faster. So that's minus 43 to get from 90 to 99. And that's minus 56 to get from 90 to 99. And that's with the 1414 there, and then the 19.9. And if you look at the time taken, 36 hours for 90 to 99 here, and then 39 hours for 90 to 99 there. But look at this, 41 hours on mithril and addy going 90 to 99. I mean, and there you could even potentially be breaking even or turning a slight profit, depending on how you're sourcing your materials. Now, just if you wanted to go for profit as well as speed, you could get to 99 running Giant's Foundry on steel and mithril in about 55 hours. Say 41 hours, 39 hours for the 1414. and then 36 hours for the 19.9. The difference in time that it takes you for the extra sections is not really worth it. Not even with the higher pay rates and XP rates. You'll get higher XP rates running lower sections, which is why when you're after you're done with you're gonna want to stick with the 19.9 on steel and mithril. That's just below the next breakpoint, and then on mithril and adamant, that's just below the next breakpoint. Even though you're going to be working with medium here, going to be working with low here, and then lowest from everything below that. And then you don't even want to consider adamant and rune because you're just going to be burning money. In fact, the XP rates on rune stuff, you know, comparatively, is way better. I mean, and you can turn a profit creating rune stuff. So, you don't want to be running rune stuff over 90 or over 85 on the Giant's Foundry. Stick with the mithril and adamantium or the steel and mithril. And remember that you're going to turn a good profit if you stick with it like this. And on top of that, the XP rates are pretty crazy. You can get easily from starting 15 to level 90 in like a week if you're doing it a couple hours every day. That's it. At any rate, well, you know, you see the times here. Especially here. But there, again, you could potentially be burning GP in exchange for that higher XP rate. Is the additional 2 hour, or is 2 hours less worth losing out on some free money from melting down stuff from the GE? I don't know. But at any rate, I think that about covers everything I wanted to discuss here. Just to show that, you know, in summation, what you want to always be doing is running a 19.9 or an 18.10 if you're using mithril and addy. Because that's going to get you the most amount of money for the least amount of effort. And as you bump up, your time to level just gets better and better. And at the most, you know, you're going to be spending what you can get the max buys on these at. And on that note, remember that you don't need to get too much stuff. Alright? Yeah. I was going to show my bank off because I bought way too much steel stuff and I'm having a hard time burning through it all. If you're ever wondering what you need, how much materials you need, check a calculator. It'll give you these numbers, and then from there, if you're working with two-piece stuff, you just divide it by 2, and if you're working with plate bodies, you can divide it by 4. So, like, you'd need that many, so we take that many, and we're buying plate bodies, so we're going to need about 1,000 plate bodies. So your buy limit resets every 4 hours. It would probably take you close to that time. So what I'm saying is don't overbuy on your materials. Like, especially here. See, this is a more reasonable amount. Going 70 to 80 on bronze and iron is not the way to do it. But this is almost doable. In fact, if you bought a couple other things, you could easily be hitting the 4-hour buy limit by the time you burn through all those mithril plate bodies. But that's about it. I just wanted to create this just to clarify for anyone who's searching for the additional info on the best max profit that they can be earning as they're training their smithing and so on. And I hope that it was helpful for you if you've been looking for this info. And I will also leave a link to this calculator and another video from another guy who lays out all the info about Giants Foundry, in case you were looking for better info than what I'm providing here. All right, that's it. Hope you've enjoyed. If you have, like and subscribe. Bye.